Hey everybody, my name is Josiah Smith, and today I'm going to be talking about why it's important for schools to teach how to make money and how to manage money in schools. Especially starting like at freshman year in high school or maybe earlier than that. The first main point that I wanted to make or talk about is the purpose of teaching how to handle money and how to make money. The first reason I want to talk about of what's the purpose of it is to teach young students how to manage money throughout high school. Because a lot of times in high school, people are starting to get like their first jobs and like they're starting to make money. And a lot of times it's exciting. I know when I was in high school, it was exciting to like make my own money, but not knowing how to like handle it and like where to put it at, and not knowing about like investments and accounts and things like that early on. I kind of wish I would have knew about it. I know about it now, but if I knew about it earlier on in high school, I would have made probably better decisions. But I feel like most of the times they're not taught that, and then as they go throughout high school, and especially when they get out of high school, they start making bad investments. They usually just start spending money as soon as they get it, and then they don't have no money in their bank account or nothing like that. They don't have no money in their savings account, and I feel like that really hurts them growing up into their adulthood because those kind of like bad habits they can really hurt students or college students especially because in college you basically got like pay for everything and like you need money in college. um but there was one point I read an article and it's called 10 reasons why financial literacy should be taught in schools. One of the things I took from it, it says that it states that when students learn these skills early, they're not walking into adulthood guessing their way through important decisions. Instead, they have a basic understanding of how to manage money and avoid common mistakes and build habits that support their future. And for me personally, I really agree with that because a lot of the common mistakes is just based off them just not having the knowledge that they need in order to succeed into their adulthood. And then a lot of times they don't have that guidance from the right people because they're just learning from their mistakes. And that can be a good thing and a bad thing too. But I feel like it's more so of a bad thing because most of the time they feel like it's just a mistake when they can just like move past it and not learn from it. Not knowing that if they don't learn the right way how to do it, it can really be detrimental to their future and they can't really pass off any knowledge to anybody else that's struggling either. So I feel like that's another big thing that why it's so important to be taught in school. The second main point that I wanted to make is what are the pros of learning how to make and manage money in schools? Some of the pros that students can take away from learning how to make and manage money in schools is to how to avoid being in debt, whether that's from school loans, loans from the bank, could be car loans, anything like that. Um, a great example of this is I read another article from Walden University. It's called "The Benefits of Teaching Financial Literacy." In this article, it said that it can keep an eager college student from overusing their first credit card or another from signing off on a car loan with an interest rate that's too high. By teaching these concepts early on in schools like elementary school, middle school, stuff like that, where they can understand it and their brains developing how as it should, it can help ensure individuals that they're able to inform financial choices in their future. Another one is learning how to use and open a saving accounts or like a 401k account. I just learned about that recently, and I'm trying to open up my own account now. I wish I knew about it earlier, like I said earlier in the presentation video. So 401k account is actually really important if you know how to use it right and know how to invest your money into it right, because you can build wealth over time for years, and it's actually very helpful if you are willing to learn about it and put in the effort you need to get to that status that you want, because it can help you get to a wealthy place where you can retire at an early age if you start at a young age. Um, Another thing that I want to talk about is an image that I have is called it's from the Financial Literacy Crisis in America. It says that only 17% of US adults said that they took a personal financial class in high school. And it says that 75% did not take a class, which was they felt as if they needed or they should have, or if they could have, they would have taken it. It says 8% are not sure. They can't really remember if they took one, and then 17% said that they did take a class. Which is actually they said that it was helpful for their future and it was really good for them. In my own opinion, from my own thinking, I believe that students starting off early throughout high school and staying there and starting in their freshman year is the best option for them to start in their school. This will give them more than enough time to be prepared for their lives outside of school and when they graduate. As long as they gain the right knowledge to make the best financial decision for themselves going forward. Another article that I read is called "Why Financial Literacy is Vitally Important for High School Students." It's by author Alice Stocks, stating that personal finance, on the other hand, equips people with practical skills to manage their own financial lives, such as budgeting, saving, investing, credit management, and retirement planning, like I was talking about with the 401k account. This goes to show how much it's important how the real world works and why it's important to give students a head start so they can grasp the concept of how money works, how to manage it, and eventually how the real world works with stuff like that. And I feel like those are like the main reasons why I feel like it should be taught in the schools. And yeah, I can show the image real quick. It's just the image right here. And yeah.